What is up, guys? Whew. It has been some hot last few days out there on the water, but we have made it happen. And I gotta be honest, the crankbait bite has been on, but it hasn't been consistent. So in the video, you'll see that these fish are not always where you would think they would be as far as feeding patterns. If you are just joining, thank you for joining. I'm just going to be kind of giving a recap of yesterday's video, which will be out later tonight. So make sure that you subscribe so that you can see all the updates. 200 fresh subscriber giveaway is coming up. We are 8 subscribers away. 8. It's so awesome. Thank you for watching my videos and leaving feedback. And I always say that, you know, this is just as much your channel as it is mine. So I really want your feedback. I want to know, challenge-wise, is there anything that I could do that you would like? I've got a few reviews that I want to do, but it has to be at the right time. The first one is that Lake Fork Lures ring fry. I got the watermelon red and the June bug. I need to do that review, but I also need to do the fruck that I got in today in the mail. So looking forward to that. And I also want to do, since it was such a big hit, I really want to go over the loose carbon fire rods and reels that I have. There again, things that I want to get to, but right now the bite has just been insane at Falls Lake, at Jordan Lake, at Harris Lake. I haven't really been to the local ponds lately, just because it's been so crazy. So whoever's watching, thank you for tuning in and hanging out. Yeah, I have a Cubs jersey on. I love the Midwest. Absolutely love the Midwest. Going to fish in Illinois and Wisconsin and Iowa this year is always a blast. And I caught my PB, Smalley, in the Mississippi in bluebird skies, chocolate milk water. It was ridiculous how dirty that water was. And, excuse me, I rigged my Deep Creek Lures Sink and Catch fat one, the fat one, in probably the most ridiculous way. So I'm literally on the boat, and just imagine that this is my line. I'm looking at the line, and I have the lure, and I'm looking at it like this, and I'm thinking to myself, this has got to be the most ridiculous way that I've ever rigged a lure. A soft plastic. But if you've ever fished the Miss, the current is extremely strong, and it takes a long time to get it to the bottom. And if you get it to the bottom, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to get hung up. So that's the soft plastic bite. Up until Jordan Lake, when I went last week, I really hadn't picked up a soft plastic or a jig. It has mostly been the cranks. Now that jigs and crankbaits and all that don't work. What's up, man? Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff to do around the house and shows this weekend, so if I do go out to a lake, it will probably be somewhere closer, but definitely on the weekend, I probably won't be on the water. unless I go to a private lake, just simply because boaters, the boaters that are on Jordan and Harris and Falls recently have been absolutely disrespectful and have no water etiquette whatsoever. Slowing down does not mean that that's better. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it's better. Slowing down actually is worse. So, I mean, yeah, it does get the bait fish stirred up a little bit, but still, people don't have very good boat etiquette anymore. So, getting it back to Falls yesterday. Jig bite, soft plastic bite was on in the morning, but as the day progressed, the bite turned crazy high on the cranks. There again, having that confidence bait. Having that confidence bait is going to allow you to cast better, retrieve better, fish better, just all around. You're going to be more confident as an angler. And for me personally, that's what I want to do. I want to feel like when I go out there that I'm not going to come back empty-handed. I really want to go out there and learn things. Now, keep in mind that all the fish that I have caught have been without electronics. It's been kind of nature's cues. And being able to read the water. If I had electronics, it might be a little better. I don't know. But it's just they've really been shallow. Watching for the birds, watching for the bait fish. But there again, like I said, it's been the crankbait later on during the day. It turned up tremendously. Main Lake Rocky Points were the jam. That's where they were. They weren't in the back of the creeks. Now at Jordan, some of them were in the back of the creeks, but not size-wise. Size-wise, they were nowhere close to the size of the fish at Falls at Jordan that were on those Main Lake and Harris, those Main Lake Rocky Points. So running that crank, like I said, was the absolute jam. It caught fish. And there again, confidence. If you have confidence in a bait that you're throwing, it makes a world of difference. And it seems like every time I go out fishing, I end up breaking a rod because I'm not catching 2-3 pound fish all the time. There's 5s, there's 6s, there's 7s, there's 9s. And there again, like the fish that I lost this last week at Jordan, well over 10 pounds. There's no way that it wasn't, because I have a 7-1 medium moderate rod, and I've caught 9-pound fish on that rod and landed them with no problems. The rod that I had this fish on was a 7.2 medium heavy, and that rod was bowed over to the point of snapping like this close. So it was the biggest fish I have had on my line. So I say all that to say Bluebird Skies does not mean that it's the worst possible conditions ever. It just means that you have to fish smarter. Fish are wanting to conserve energy. There's not a lot of cloud cover, so they're going to be a little bit more elusive, which makes sense as to why the top water bite where I wasn't really on. They were on walls, rock walls, kind of suspended, kind of hanging out on the drops, and just pitching a jig up in there, and just kind of, if here's the rock wall, and then you got rocks that come out like this, and then there's another drop. It seemed like they were kind of hanging right there, and if you cast against the rock wall's here, and you cast, and then it hits the rocks that are going this way down on that drop. It seemed like they were right here in this area on the wall, so it looks like this, but they're kind of hanging out right here. So they weren't really deep. I don't think that I think I threw a crankbait that was deep diving once or twice maybe, just to see, and even that wasn't really that deep. It was a KVD 8.0. A big square bill, big 8.0 square bill. So, you know, when you get out there, if you're on the lake and you're having a hard time in the morning getting a fish on, find a natural colored jig. The one that I used was a New Tech Crawdad Brown with a Berkeley Trigger Craw Crazy Legs green pumpkin trailer, and I dip the claws in a little spike it, as you'll see in the video coming out later tonight. So I really hope that it helps you with, you know, if you're struggling trying to put a fish in the boat. I hope that this can kind of help you not being hesitant in the morning to only throw top water. If they're not biting, who knows? Just switch it up. I mean, you may be surprised. I know I was catching a 3.5 right off the bat. So have an awesome night, guys. 200 fresh crappie giveaway is coming up soon. I can't wait. Savage Gear baits all day long. And, oh yeah, and 3 KVD 1.5 green gizzard shad square bills. I want y'all to go catch some fat ones. So I hope that you guys have an awesome night. Live long, love hard, catch fish. Peace.